what's up, y'all? Your girl Dee Dee Parker with Majic 107.5 97.5, the real sound of Atlanta, sitting here with Devon Franklin.
Yo, what's up, Dee? How you doing?
Woo, 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 woo.
Good to see you.
Good seeing you. Your fourth book.
Fourth book?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
The Truth About Men.
What men and women need to know.
Yeah. So, I want you to tell me the truth about men. Tell me something I don't know about men.
But what you don't know is, honestly, there's more hope than you think.
Oh, is there?
There really is. And I think that's the real truth, that more men actually want to become better than they would lead you to believe.
I don't believe that.
I do.
I don't believe that because there's a lot of men out here who are still out here playing games.
I understand. This is true. A lot of times, men play because honestly, that's the only model they've seen. So, but what you don't realize is a lot of times as men, when you're playing, it's doing damage to you. But when you don't know other way, you just kind of resort to that other habit. So for me, with this book, you'd be shocked at how many men have already read the book and say, you're changing my perspective. You're right. You're giving me not only hope, but you're giving me the tools. Sometimes as men, we can feel overwhelmed.
Right.
Like, oh my goodness, I have these feelings, I have these thoughts. What do I do about it? Because nobody's talking about how to become a real man, not based upon what you do, but just who you are.
Absolutely.
And so this book, you'd be shocked to see that a lot of men are already getting the help that they need. And also, here's the thing. This book is about love. We as men have got to, first of all, learn how to love ourselves. And as a result, learn how to love the women in our lives, our families, our communities, because truth be told, we're not practicing love.
Absolutely.
And so I do think that's the real truth about men, is that we actually want to be better. And this book, I hope, can point us in the direction of how to do that.
Now, I hear from a lot of men that say it's in a man's nature to cheat. Like, is that facts? Is that true?
No, I don't actually believe it's in our nature to cheat. I think all of us, men and women, struggle with lust. And that really is what, is kind of the enemy of love. Okay. Love is selfless. Lust is selfish. So a lot of times as men, we're actually conditioned to embrace that lust. So you would hear a man say, oh, it's just in our nature.
Right.
I don't believe it's in our nature to not honor our commitments.
Right.
I don't believe it's in our nature to say one thing and do something else. I don't believe it's in our nature to inflict pain. I don't believe it's in our nature to manipulate and hurt. I don't think that's the nature of a man. I think the true nature of a man is leadership.
Okay.
I think it's love. I think it's care. I think it's consideration. I think it's character and integrity. However, as a man, we have to make the decision that we're not going to allow the social conditioning and definition of manhood to be our definition. Why? Because that's what's got us in this trouble. I think that we as men are the problem. This is not a book about women got to do better.
This is a book holding men accountable.
Holding us accountable. We have to do better.
Some men would be like, really, brother, you going to throw us under the bus like that?
But here's the thing. Why is accountability and responsibility for our behavior code for throwing someone under the bus? This is why we got to change the culture. And here's what I love about, the opportunity to talk about the book. Because if we don't change the culture, then what's going to happen? Anytime you hold a man accountable, he's going to say, what? You're throwing me under the bus. No, I'm not throwing you underneath the bus. But if you have started driving this bus and you are about to go down a hill and you're going to hurt somebody, I owe it to you as my brother to say, hey, bro, you might want to pump the brakes right here. Why? Because there's a better way.
Right.
And so for this, it's not about, here's all the secrets, so to speak. It's like, here's how we do this, and I don't point the finger like, yo, man, I'm like, yo, me too.
Right.
I have love and lust in me too. These two things war with one another. And here's the process of getting control and getting discipline so that we can actually become who we want to be.
Right.
I don't know any man that wants to say one thing and do another. It doesn't mean that they don't find themselves in those circumstances, but that is not their desire. But a lot of times they don't know how. So this is not, again, it's not to take men off the hook.
Right.
If anything, to say, yo, here's how we do it, and here's how you lead with love.
Right.
In dating, if you're not serious, don't date her.
Oh, say it again.
If you're not serious, don't do it. And if you're dating multiple women and they don't know about it, be intentional. Tell them the truth.
But they say some women can't handle the truth.
Well, here's the reality. The women can handle the truth relative to their own well-being. So what that means is that if you are dating multiple women, I believe each woman in that situation can handle the truth and needs to know the truth.
Right.
Now, the other part is that sometimes that saying is right. That if you're in a relationship or in a committed situation with the man and you're saying, tell me the truth, and he tells you the truth, a lot of women, you're right, can't handle the truth. So what do? They vilify that man, they get mad at him, they put him down, they make him feel less than. If a man gets vulnerable with a woman and she does those things, it may be the last time he chooses to do that.
Wow. He'll shut down.
He'll shut down and say, you know what, I'm not doing that again. Like, I was vulnerable with you, you made me feel less than, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
One of the keys is that if you're in a situation where you can't actually handle the truth that he's delivering, the best thing to say is nothing at all.
Really?
Take it in before you react. Because a lot of times when we react, we say the wrong thing.
We do.
We do the wrong thing. So it's like, even if he's saying some stuff that you don't know how to process, it makes you furious. I would argue before you react, take it in. Okay, I hear you. Let me process this for a minute. I hear what you're saying. Okay, let me go process this. I'll come back.
Right.
Because then you get a chance to gather your thoughts. And then once you get a chance to gather your thoughts, and then you're like, yeah, okay, you know what? Here's why I respect your truth. But if it's something that upsets you, here's why it upsets me. Or I hear what you're saying. Here's what we can do about it. Taking that moment creates space between the reaction and what you say. And in that reaction is sometimes where a lot of women lose men. Because they allow whatever a man did before them to then the current man is paying for stuff he didn't even do.
Right.
Because the man before, inflicted so much pain that the current man is now bearing and paying that bill. Right. So one of the reasons why I wrote this book is like, here's how we do our work. Okay. Here's how we decide what type of man we want to be. Do we want to inflict pain or heal pain? And here's how we stop taking pleasure in creating pain in the lives of women. Because when we're playing and we're not being honest, we're taking pleasure ultimately out of the hurt that is going to be produced in you all. Right. Because you don't know what's going on.
That's true.
But we do. So one of the reasons why I also give women information is because when you have more information, you have more power. Right. And so as a man, if I keep you in the dark, I'm trying to take your power. Right. I want you, any woman reading this book, to get your power back. Okay. Because you may deal with men who may choose not to do their work. Right. That is a fact and a reality. Not every man's going to choose to do it. Not every man that reads this book is going to make the decision. Right. However, does that mean you're just helpless and hopeless against men? No. You now can have information on how to deal with it. And I've already seen women who have written me and say, you gave me some information and now it has helped their dating life. It's helped them because they were able to decode what this man was about, what he really wanted. And as a result, they were able to make a better decision in that situation.
Wow. So this book is basically like the blueprint.
You know what? I wouldn't say it's the blueprint. It's a blueprint. Okay. This is the truth as I see it. It's one version of how to do this. I'm an expert in my own experience, right? But I'm still learning. Right. You know what I mean? So I definitely don't want to sit here and say, I'm the authority and everything I say is the gospel. It's not. It's a point of view. It's a perspective. I believe if people read it and they try it, they'll see that their life will improve. So I would say it's a blueprint on how to do it. But there are multiple ways in order to achieve the same result.
So what do you say to people who are necessarily not living a Christian lifestyle? Because I know you and your wife waited to have sex.
Yeah.
What do you say to those people who don't want to wait? Because I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait.
That's cool.
I want to test it out before.
That is
sample the product before I buy it.
Yes, that is completely your choice. The only thing I would say is that if you've had some situations in the past in relationships and you're looking for something new, to keep doing the same thing and expect a different result, we know that definition.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So in order to receive something new, you may have to do something new. So the only thing I would say, and I say this in the book, I say the majority of people are not going to wait until marriage. I get it. I would just encourage you to wait until you're in a committed, trusting, monogamous relationship. Okay. So that you're experiencing that in the confines of love. Right. Because a lot of times men will manipulate and use that lust in you to get you to give them your body when you don't even trust them. Right. So I'm like, well, wait, you're giving someone your body, you don't even trust them. It's cool. Yeah, women get horny too. The same way men get horny. That's a fact. Right. So let's just deal with the truth. Right. But it comes down to self-control and discipline. And also, what do you want? Okay. Do you want to keep, or is anybody, man or woman, do I want to keep giving myself to somebody I don't know, that I don't trust? The truth be told, I don't even care for it after a certain period of time. Right. So I would just say, if you don't want to wait until marriage, that's your business. Totally your call. I would just encourage to do it in an area where there's trust, love, and commitment. Okay. Now you talk a little bit about sacrifice. Yeah. So in a relationship, somebody has to be the person to sacrifice. I think both should be the people to sacrifice. Really? I do. But there's a lot of selfish people out here. That is true. And one person very true. Could be stubborn, not saying any names. Can be stubborn and maybe not necessarily want to make that sacrifice. Yeah, well, it comes down to love. Okay. Love requires sacrifice, without a doubt. Because you will get to a point. I will get to a point, and I've gotten to that point, especially now being married 7 years, where I love her so much that I have to be willing to sometimes put my own needs to the side. Okay. I have to. Right. And also I have to make a decision about what I want to model in a relationship. Right. And so if I'm constantly looking at her saying, you're not doing da-da-da-da-da, versus me saying, based upon my love for her, this is what I'm going to do. Okay. It's not conditioned on what she's going to do. Right. And sometimes the model of sacrifice helps produce the other person who may not even be accustomed to it to do it in their in their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So much of it is, and this is why I wrote this book, how do I become a committee of one to make the decision about what I want to do for my life?
Right.
And how do I walk in my truth? And how do I own my peace?
Right.
And do that in a way where it enhances my life. So in this situation, love requires sacrifice. It just becomes a question of who do you want to sacrifice with? And who do you want to sacrifice for?
They said love is easy.
Love is
when
not
you have
easy.
the right person.
I don't think it's easy.
Really?
Even when you got the right person. No, it takes work. In my opinion, it takes work. You can love somebody, but you still have to work on living together and coexisting and sacrificing and finding the common ground. Because the way that I may want to love is not the way she wants to be loved.
Right.
And the way that she loves is not the way I want to be loved.
Okay.
So love requires conversation and negotiation without doubt.
I got 2 more questions. And then
Cool. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So you talked about love and lust. And
Yes.
you said you still kind of battle with it.
Of course.
The love and lust part.
I believe every man does.
Really?
I believe every man does. I believe, even truth be told, every woman does. I don't focus a lot of time on women in the book as relates to their lust. Because I did not want the book to lose its focus.
Right.
I'm not trying to, let men off the hook. We as men got to do our work, and the book is focused on how to do it in a way that doesn't victimize us, doesn't point the finger. It's like, hey, here's how we do this work.
Right.
But yes, there is a war in every man between love and lust, between selflessness and selfishness. And lust is not just for sex or women. It's for money. It's for power. It's for success as well. And that war rages every day in every man. And we can succeed. We can win. But in the way to win is to be aware first that we're in this battle.
Right.
Hey, I have these things in me that want me to go against commitment, want me to go against integrity, want me to go against who I profess to be. But I also have this force for good, and that's love. And when I put that in control, and when I nurture that, and when I feed that, that love will take me where I need to be, even in the face of love.
Can we get some? Go get this book. So you have a new movie coming out in April.
Yes.
Talk to us about the movie.
Yeah, my movie is called Breakthrough. It's a true story of a mother who prays her son back to life.
Oh.
His name is John Smith. He died at 14 years old. He fell through a frozen lake right here. I mean, not here, but not too far from here in St. Louis. He was underneath the ice for 15 minutes without oxygen.
Oh, my.
When they rescued him, he died. They took him to the emergency room. They tried to revive him for another 45 minutes. They couldn't do it. They go to his mother, who's in the waiting room, and they tell her, if you want to say goodbye, now's your time. Oh, wow. She walks in there. Her son is dead. He's not on life support. He's not, on a breathing machine. He's dead.
Wow.
And she goes over and she prays over his body, and his heart comes back.
Wow.
Yes, and this is the true story called Breakthrough about what happens. And it's a powerful story. Chrissy Metz from This Is Us. She stars in it. Dennis Haysbert, the legendary Dennis Haysbert, is in it. Mike Coulter, who was playing Luke Cage, is in it. Topher Grace, Josh Lucas, Marcel Ruiz. Nice. We have an all-star cast.
Nice. Sounds.
And I brought all my buddies, Steph Curry.
Oh.
Stephen Curry, executive producer.
I didn't even know he did movies.
Yeah, it's his first movie.
Oh, okay.
This is his first movie, and it's exciting that we can partner up and bring this movie to the world. It's all about bringing hope. We need hope right now. We need a breakthrough in the culture, and I believe this movie can kind of jumpstart that.
Amen. So the new movie comes out April
17th.
Okay.
Just in time for Easter.
You guys go out and watch it, and make sure you go cop the book. The Truth About Men and What Men and Women Need to Know. So go get it today, all right? And where can they get it?
They can get it everywhere books are sold.
Okay.
Barnes & Noble, iTunes, Amazon, Kindle, Audible, everywhere books are sold, you can get the book.
And how can they follow you?
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Devon Franklin, DeVon Franklin. On Facebook at Devon Franklin Official. And of course, my website, www.devonfranklin.com.
Thank you, Devon.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it, Dee Dee.